All right, I want to chop this up about what's going on with the election and all that. I was telling a coworker of mine, me and him ain't pretty much going back and forth on the subject matter, and I'm telling him, yo, they got voter fraud evidence, man. I'm like, I see videos, of course, other people who presenting the evidence, doing videos, YouTube videos or whatever. I'm like, yo, I see people on camera. I seen a dude counting the ballots, sticking his finger up at them, throwing them out. And I'm like, and you got people saying that they're having these prophetic dreams about Donald Trump still gonna be the president and all that. And so I was telling him that, and some other coworkers, and this other coworker happened to be an older cousin of mine. He was around in the 60s and all that. But everybody opposed Trump. They want him out of there. And I never was a Trump supporter, but if I see fraud or something going on, allegations on either side, I'm gonna just stick with what I see and what's the truth. And so, and I was telling him about the dreams and all that, and he was like, "That's a demonic spirit. That's a demon coming into them dreams. Trump getting up out of there. He getting up out of there." And so, me and my brother, we had like a heated argument. We going back and forth, and I was telling him, I like, yo, I heard Biden out of his own mouth, and I seen the video saying they got the biggest voters fraud organization in history. They even did it for Obama. The man said it, and he was like, "I don't believe it. If I see it, I don't believe it." I'm like, "Yo, you that naive?" And so I showed him the video of Joe Biden saying that. So he heard it for himself. And he was like, "They ain't got no evidence. They ain't got no evidence. Court's throwing it all out." His team, his lawyers say they ain't got no evidence. I'm like, dog, they got the evidence. People coming forth. They trying to get to the Supreme Court or whatever. They got to take it there. I heard the testimonies from people coming forth saying this. And I seen the videos. I'm sitting here telling you this, and I showed. I'm like, can you at least admit? Can you at least admit that it was some voter fraud going on? This dude had the nerve to say, nah, it ain't no evidence. It ain't no evidence. What about Trump? Trump did it in 2016. I said, you trying to divert from what's being presented. And I'm like, if Trump did, I ain't even denying no allegations about. I was saying that I think the Russians and all that, interfered or what. I was on that note, and I still, ain't gonna defer from that. I still, think that a little bit. But you trying to defer? I'm like, this man said it out of his own mouth. I like, if it was on the other side, Trump won and Joe Biden didn't concede, and he said Trump cheated with the voter fraud, and I saw videos and I heard Trump say it out of his own mouth, I said I would be defending the truth still. And I'm like, yo, it's bigger than that. Joe Biden, they on a socialist path, and through their agenda and all that. He was in he was in office with Obama 8 years or what, and the man was in politics for like 47 all his career, really. And then he's a racist on top of that. And I'm like, and I heard Obama pushing the New World Order. I heard even George Bush dad, talking about the New World Order. So that's what's at stake. What's going on in the world now with this COVID, these vaccines? Everybody doing videos covering it. Everybody doing that. So that's that on that. And I'm like, yo, Trump, if he can present this evidence, he's still gonna be the president. They're gonna overturn it. Nah, his ass out of that. He out of that. And I told him, I said, well, I had that dream too, man. I had this what I heard a voice in my dream, and it said Trump's winning. That's what I heard. I had this dream, and he was like, "You in the same pool with all the rest of them talking about they having them dreams." Yep, that's a demonic. Yep, like that. And so I'm just sharing what's what. And then I told my wife about it, and she was like, "Well, you dreamed that because you heard other people talking about those dreams." I say, "Well, that's some logic, but how do you know that? How do you not know that was a prophetic dream or whatever that could come to pass?" And I just left it at that. And so, and that brings me up to, I remember when Obama was going at Mitt Romney for his second term or whatever, for the I had a dream that came to me, and I heard this voice say the economy will work better under the Republicans. It works better under the Republicans. That's what I heard. And I always was like Democratic, on the Democratic side. I always was in tune. I knew about the liberals. I knew about, the Republicans. I knew about the conservative. I knew about, but I always leaned towards the Democratic. Of course, it was raised like that. And so that what it was. And then also in that dream, I heard that voice told me that Muhammad is the false prophet, Muhammad of Islam. And so, and then I woke up out of that dream and I turned the TV on, and the Pope was on TV saying that Muhammad was the false prophet. Even though the Pope, he false too. But I heard that and I dreamed that and I woke up out of that. But like I say, this dude is so naive to, and I asked him, I said, so you literally think, do you believe that they're just making this stuff up? Like you're not trying to hear anything like that what they're saying? Or nah, they ain't got no evidence. They ain't got no evidence and they making it up. Trump is a sore loser. He mad because he lost. I say, I'm gonna run this by you one more time. You don't think that it could be some truth into this? And I'm telling you myself, I saw the videos and I can show you the videos of the dudes and people doing this stuff, and they blocking the Republicans, the people who watch over the votes, and they're boarding up the windows and stuff, kicking. I'm like, yo, all of this is surfacing. That's really the evidence right there. I'm like, you don't think the Trump team got none of this evidence, none of this surveillance? I'm like, they just trying to take it to the highest court of the land. I'm like, all of these judges and all that, these politicians, I think they bought out. I personally, I don't want to say no because I really can't. I'll just keep it safe at, I think they're being bought out because I can see the fraud. So to tie it in, they got to be bought out. And Trump even said it himself. But like I say, this dude, he's like so naive, man. This so naive. And we just gonna see how this thing come to play. Gonna see how it come to play. But I know I had that dream. And I had dreams before. I done had plenty like dreams and stuff that come to pass, and and I know like in the last days you'll have false prophets. And I see people, they could be running out. But it also says that the generation, they would be dreamers of dreams and stuff and have the gift of prophecy. And that could be half and half. You got the good bunch and you got the bad bunch. Who's the false? And there's this dude, Kim Clemens. He died, of course. He was a modern day prophet. Like he prophesied that Trump was going to, be the president. Now, many believe he's a prophet. Many can believe he was a false prophet or whatever. But he died, and it came to pass. that Trump was the president. And he was saying stuff about Giuliani, all that stuff. And it's in the he was pretty much breaking down Revelation and the Bible and all that. So, and he also prophesied that Trump would have a second term. I seen it for myself. Now, like I say, we would have to wait this thing out to see if it come to pass. But the voter fraud is there. It's evidence. And I'm actually was watching them now in the hearings presenting the surveillance footage and all that. And then Trump gave a speech, like he's saying the greatest speech ever. But I'm gonna give my personal what I feel. I could be wrong. It ain't like I'm doubting in that, but it always would have, could have been, that scenario. I think Trump, they present this evidence, he's gonna remain the president. And it's gonna upset a lot of people. And this high elite agenda, they could perhaps assassinate him. Now, I state for the record, that's what I think. And me having this dream, a dream just said he's winning or whatever. That I'm just gonna go on record that's a scenario. If he overturn the election, and I tell you no lie, I tell you straight truth, what came to my mind when he gave that speech. I thought about John F. Kennedy. When he gave that speech, exposing the secret societies and the elites and this crooked government, and he was assassinated eventually. I remember having this conversation with this pretty much atheist, and he was telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I was like, dog, I saw the video. I'm not making this up, because he didn't know that. And he like, I did plenty of reports in school on John F. Kennedy. I like, well, you just didn't you didn't run across that information. I like, it's on film, it's on video. I seen it plenty of times. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go pull the video up, go see if it's still on YouTube or whatever. And I'm like, if I present it to you and you see it, you still ain't gonna believe it for you, because he's that type. Trust me, he's that type of dude or whatever. But that's what came to my mind. Not even to, well, I am going to elaborate. The Simpson cartoons. He's on there predicted as a president. They got him assassinated. And a lot of people say that just coincidence. They got false allegations that never came to pass. And I'm like, man, a lot of stuff did. And this is what they do. They do subliminal messages. They will put it on TV. They will put it on a cartoon. They will put it in a movie. They will put it in your face. They will put it in comedians making jokes and stuff about it. They would do it like that, directly, indirectly, whatever. Like I say, you got false prophets, you got prophets. You got people with the gift, and the people with the gift that could be with the curse. And I just wanted to chop this up on that note. And I'm going to stay tuned. Stay tuned in this election or whatever. See what's going to happen.